Under Income Tax Act 1961, an employer needs to contribute in time to claim the deduction. In this context, provision of Section 43B has to be taken into account. What does income tax provision say? Below is extract of the provision. Notwithstanding anything contained in any other provision of this Act, a deduction otherwise allowable under this Act in respect of any sum payable by the assessee as an employer by way of contribution to any provident fund or superannuation fund or gratuity fund or any other fund for the welfare of employees, provided that nothing contained in this section shall apply in relation to any sum which is actually paid by the assessee on or before the due date applicable in his case for furnishing the return of income under subsection of Section 139 in respect of the previous year in which the liability to pay such sum was incurred as aforesaid, and the evidence of such payment is furnished by the assessee along with such return. Point to be noted: therefore it is quite clear that if the employer contributes on or before due date of income tax filing return, then such sum will be allowed as deduction. Income Tax Department view: but still many times in the past, income tax officials have disallowed the amount if the remittance is not done within the due date of PF Act or S or any other act. However, this view has been rejected by Supreme Court, and it has upheld that as long as employer contribution is paid before due date of filing the income tax return, then it is allowed. The same has been accepted by the Department in its Circular 22, the 17th of December 2015. So let's look at some of the frequently asked questions in this regard. Employer contribution paid within due date of income tax filing return but after the due date of in respective act. Such sum will be allowed as deduction under Income Tax Act 1961, provided it has been paid before due date of filing the return. What happens to employer contribution paid after due date of filing return? Deduction will be allowed in the year in which payment is made. Employee contribution paid within due date of income tax filing return but after the due date of in respective act. Employee contribution is covered by Section 36 of Income Tax Act. Act is very clear that deduction will be only allowed if amount is paid within the due dates of respective act. Therefore, in our opinion, employee contribution not paid within due date prescribed by the relevant act will be not allowed under Income Tax Act 1961.